Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel where we talk about all things related to anxiety and our mental well-being. So my name is Jennifer Roblin. I'm an anxiety therapist and a specialist based here in the UK, and I'm the founder of Better Your Life. And in today's video, we want to explore the connection between ADHD and anxiety. And I want to be able to offer you some top tips that you can introduce into your life immediately. So let's get started. Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, known as ADHD, and anxiety disorder frequently occur together. This combination may complicate daily life, but with the right understanding and strategies, we are able to develop coping strategies that will enable us to thrive. Now, sometimes symptoms can be a little bit tricky to differentiate from one another as they both share certain similarities. And here we'll look at the connection and the differences so that you know how to recognise their symptoms and learn effective ways to manage both conditions. So let's understand a little bit more about ADHD first. ADHD manifests through a variety of symptoms which can often include a combination of psychological, behavioural and physical ways. Now these can include things like difficulty maintaining focus. We may struggle to organise and complete tasks. We may have an inability to control some of our impulses. We could be hyperactive. We may have difficulty sustaining attention for any duration of time. We may be excessively fidgeting and feeling very, very restless. And we might be quite impulsive, such as interrupting others or acting without thinking. Now, ADHD impacts millions of people worldwide, and it usually begins during childhood. According to the World Health Organization, ADHD is characterized by a persistent pattern of inattention and/or hyperactivity impulsivity that has a direct negative impact on academic, occupational, or social functioning, the level of which is outside of the limits of normal variations expected for that age and that level of intellectual functioning. The predominance of ADHD is varied. However, the charity ADHD UK believe that the most accurate data is from NICE, giving a childhood incidence rate of 5% and an adult incidence rate of 3 to 4%. And that is a total estimate of 2.6 million people in the UK living with ADHD. So let's look at the similarities and understand a bit more about anxiety. Now, anxiety, I've covered it a lot on this channel. It involves excessive worry, nervousness, or fear that can be overwhelming. Now, as with ADHD, it's normal to experience anxiety on some level, but those with anxiety disorders, these feelings are persistent and intense. Anxiety can present itself in various forms as well, such as generalised anxiety disorder, social anxiety disorder, health anxiety disorder, separation anxiety disorder. There's plenty more. It's also phobias, OCDs, panic disorders. So if you are struggling specifically with anxiety, we do have a wide variety of free resources in the description that will prove helpful to anyone. So if you're not sure where to start by downloading the Circle of Control and Influence, as that's the most popular of all our workbooks. Now, the Mental Health Foundation report that young people aged between 16 and 29 show the highest likelihood of having anxiety at 28%. And this tends to decrease as we age, with the least likely group being those aged 70 above at only 5%. Now, whilst we don't have any comparisons for ADHD, I would expect to see a similar trend. Now, according to the data, more women at 37.1% report experiencing high levels of anxiety than men. That's reported at 29.9%. And symptoms include Things like constant worry, nervousness or fear. Confusion and a loss of concentration. Unwanted thoughts and overthinking, that constant chatter in our head. We may be avoiding certain places, people, activities, and have that urge to escape. We may repeat certain behaviour over and over. We also have physical symptoms such as headaches, chest pain, stomach aches, muscle aches, and rapid heartbeat or muscle stiffness. We might have trouble sleeping or relaxing. Now, before we look at the connections and the differences between anxiety and ADHD, if you are finding this helpful, then please do go ahead and like and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to hit the notification button so that you're kept up to date with all our latest videos. Now, if you know anyone else struggling with ADHD and anxiety, please do go ahead and share this video as it helps us help more and more people. Now, let's look at the overlap between ADHD and anxiety first. It's important to mention ADHD is not an anxiety disorder as it's sometimes believed. However, they do sometimes coexist together. Now, according to the National 2022 Parent Survey, they indicate that around 30 to 50% of individuals with ADHD also experience anxiety disorder. Now, oftentimes anxiety can occur totally independently of ADHD, and other times it can be a result of living with ADHD, a direct result. Because someone with ADHD who misses a work deadline or forgets to study for, say, an important exam, they can become very anxious and worried. And even that fear of forgetting to do something can increase anxiety. So if we were to look at the coexisting symptoms, these will include things like procrastination and failing to complete work on time, delaying starting doing things. We may find it difficult to socialise both with anxiety and with ADHD. We'll have a lack of attention and a lack of focus, and we may be constantly feeling restless and fidgeting. Now, when someone is struggling with both ADHD and anxiety, they may also find themselves being irritable and argumentative. They may withdraw from others and from other social situations. They may distract themselves and disassociate from people with video games, social media, or whatever it is that they use as their coping strategy. They may even be dishonest about the responsibilities that they've been unable to complete because they feel guilt about putting things off. Now, the differences between ADHD and anxiety is a disorder of nervousness, worry, and fear about something usually in the future, while ADHD is characterised by a lack of attention and focus in the present moment, so the here and now. Now, people with anxiety can also display obsessive, compulsive or perfectionistic behaviours, and this is their way of coping with their anxiety, and this isn't typically seen with those with ADHD alone. Now, if someone is struggling with anxiety, they may find it challenging to concentrate and remain focused during certain situations that trigger their anxiety, whereas someone with ADHD will find it difficult to concentrate and focus all of the time. Stressful life experiences and chronic stress can also exacerbate symptoms of both ADHD and anxiety. So, how can we manage this? To be able to manage everything effectively for ADHD and anxiety, we have to have a holistic approach. So we can start with things like relaxation techniques. Techniques such as mindfulness, meditation, and deep breathing exercises can really help manage anxiety and improve concentration. So go and check out some of the breathing exercises. There's links in the description to videos of 4-7-8 breathing, videos of box breathing, belly breathing. And for young children, you might find it particularly helpful if you look for the finger breathing, as they can follow along and slow down their breathing that way. We can look at productivity techniques. Now, up to 95% of the population procrastinate to some degree. And I certainly recognise myself in that 95%. So recognising and managing ADHD and anxiety is an ongoing process. So you must celebrate the small achievements and be patient with setbacks. Set realistic goals that are achievable and manageable, breaking tasks down into smaller baby steps if you need to. Now, I've included a link to a productivity matrix that I've got. This workbook increases productivity and helps us understand our existing habits and enables us to plan and prioritise tasks. So hop on over to the description, as I'm sure you'll find that helpful. Try and engage in regular physical activity, such as walking, swimming or yoga. These can alleviate symptoms of both ADHD and anxiety, as exercise releases the feel-good hormones, including endorphins. Now, if you can, I always recommend exercising in nature wherever possible, as spending time in nature has proven benefits for our mental well-being. Now, we can also help ourselves with good nutrition. A nutritious diet supports our mental health. And I have a video dedicated, it's all about anxiety and foods that help. And I'll put that in the link in the description as well. But it's important to avoid processed or fried foods and limit the amount of sugar, alcohol and caffeine that you're consuming too. Now, foods that you may want to include more of in your diet include things like oats, fatty fish, spinach, avocados and blueberries. And try to eat mindfully. What that means is take time to enjoy your meals without distractions. And don't forget to stay hydrated. Prioritise your sleep. Having a good bedtime routine to ensure you get enough sleep is so important, as a lack of sleep exacerbates anxiety. Avoid eating and doing any strenuous exercise, preferably 2 hours before you go to sleep. And this way you give your body the optimal chance to rest and restore itself. Ensure that your bedroom is comfortable, cool and dark, and focus on 3 positive things that happen that day. 3 things that you can be grateful for, as this ensures that you're not falling asleep while focusing on your worries. Creating a consistent daily schedule can provide stability and reduce anxiety for those with ADHD. Now, therapy can also be highly effective for both ADHD and anxiety, helping individuals to understand the root cause and providing the tools and resources to develop coping mechanisms and alter negative patterns. Now, in some cases, medication may be prescribed, but it's essential to consult your GP to determine the best treatment plan for you or your family's own unique needs. It's also important to be patient with yourself and explore different strategies to find out what helps you best. Please do have a look over at the description. Like I mentioned, there's a whole load of free resources in there and you'll find a lot of those helpful. There's ebooks, there's workbooks, there's videos, there's blogs. So have a little look at what you think would be helpful for you. And whilst all these resources cannot eliminate anxiety completely, they do go a long way to aiding you on your journey. If, however, you do need to speak to someone about getting to the root cause of your anxiety, then there's a link in the comments below and in the description. So please do share your own top tips in the comments below, as we'd love to hear from you. And we're always interested to know what it is that works for you. Remember, you're not alone, and there are ways to better your life one step at a time. If you found this video helpful, please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe and hit that notification button so that you can get notified every time that we make a new video. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Take care for now. Bye.